Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we take a look at the 1998 Alfa Romeo GTV 2-litre TwinSpark 16 valve. It is our first Alfa Romeo GTV, or GTV based car in fact, to take on the course, and it does come here with something to prove, because Alfa Romeos with the TwinSpark engine have been surprisingly quick, so I'm hoping this one does the same. It has a fantastic looking racing mod inspired by the Alfa Romeo GTV Cup cars. Both GTVs are going to be running racing mod because the Spider exists in this game and that one isn't, so that's why it's going to break down. I will admit, I like the front end of the GTV, the rear end I'm not so sold on. I do think it's a good looking car, definitely. I personally prefer the Fiat Coupe. I don't know if that's controversial to say. But nevertheless, I do hope this does very well because I'm a big Alfa Romeo fan. Front engine, front wheel drive, 356 horsepower, 1,170 kilos. Good statistics, very similar to that of the 156 TwinSpark, which was and is still our quickest front wheel drive car we've had, or at least standard front wheel drive car, that is a race car. And the 166, which also was very quick, and even though that weighed a lot more, that was still a lot quicker with the TwinSpark than it was with the 2.5 V6. Anyways, to see if the GTV can follow in its TwinSpark brother's footsteps, it is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land and track in order to the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6 rally car, set a time of 27.718. The Alfa Romeo GTV is unlikely to beat that, but as I mentioned, 156, 30.145, exceptionally quick front wheel drive car. Can the GTV match it in terms of raw speed? That is the question. Now, in theory, or at least you'd expect it to, considering that 156 didn't even have a racing modification on it. This does. None of the other TwinSpark Alphas have had a racing modification, so that should make this the quickest one. But of course, as we've seen before, just because cars share engines or just because they share chassis, they can go in two completely different directions in this series. 30.464, I mean, it's quick. I mean, ideally, if we're talking in pure fantasy land, this should be able to get into the under 30 club. If that 156 is anything to go by, and if racing mod's worth what I think it's worth, which is about 0.2 of a second depending on the car, this should be quick. I'm very distracted, however, by the fact this car has a hole in the side of it. I don't know if you can sort of see that. Below the GTV sign, there's a weird hole. Usually, GT2 Plus fixes that. I don't know if the guys know about it. I assume they do, and it's just unfixable, considering PES 2K is pretty on it when it comes to stuff like that. Fixes vehicles I didn't even know were broken, so yeah, I'm sure he's probably taken a look at that and gone, it's unfixable, but I don't know for certain. What I do know for certain is this is quite quick. It isn't fantastic to drive though. It's one of those where as soon as you hit the rear brakes, it all sort of seems to flop a bit, and all of the front wheels just start understeering uncontrollably, which really hurts it through that section right there. That first sort of corner, you need a car that's really compliant and sharp on the front end round there. That's the corner where a lot of cars that we think are going to be quick, like four-wheel drive cars, a lot of them get exposed on that corner right there. And this is no exception. I will say, like, the power you get out of the corners in this thing is insane. The TwinSpark engine is definitely not the problem in this car. The TwinSpark engine is fantastic. But, yeah, the front end is not ultra compliant. That being said, we are on to being quick on this lap. If this final section goes well, which it is... No, that's going to be too much, isn't it? No, it's not! We got away with it! 29.919! Haha! A front-wheel drive car. Or a standard front-wheel drive car. Of course, we've got the Sleek Wed Sports, but shut up. A standard front-wheel drive car has made it into the under 30 club. It took 200 odd episodes, but we finally got there. Yeah, that final corner, I'm very, 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 very fortunate to have got away with that. But, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad car to drive. I do prefer the way the 156 drives, definitely, to the way this drives, but you can't argue with the speed of it, and it certainly is very, very quick indeed. I can't believe I got away with that final corner. That's not even the quickest lap, really. If you strung it all together, I'm sure you could make this a far more secure under 30 club. I don't know if it would be that much quicker, but yeah, you could definitely secure its place a little bit more, but still, that is phenomenal. A 29.919 places this into 50th place. As I mentioned, it is our first normal sort of buy from a dealership front-wheel drive car to go into the under 30 club. Does beat that 156 TwinSpark by about 0.2 of a second. Anything else that's there beats the Impreza WRX wagon, beats a Chevrolet Camaro 30th anniversary, beats a Legacy Touring Sport RS, beats the R33 drag car. It is quicker than a four-wheel drive Celica GT4 rally car, standard GT4 I should say, which gives you an idea of how bad that car is. Quicker than a Lancia Delta. It is monstrously quick. Definitely. Like I say, I think the handling isn't very compliant, and I will be interested to see how the V6 gets along, and indeed it does give me more hope for the 156 that is going to run the racing mod, the 2.5 V6, but yeah, we're free for free on TwinSpark cars, shocking me in how quick they are, definitely. Anyways, that is it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.